am so damn glad to welcome you back and to see all of you, because you know what? We have really missed you. And even though we got to wear these every moment, or almost every moment, and even though we got to stay socially distanced, we need to come together as a community. We need to stop talking and start acting on issues related to racial injustice in this nation, on our campus, in this region, and we together can make a difference. Yes, get out and vote. That's number one. Number two is to keep caring about each other, and I mean everybody in this community. Get proximate, says Brian Stevenson. Get together with folks you don't know. Find a way to say, what are y'all about? I'd like to learn about you. I'd like to know about you. We're a place that leans forward. We're doing it in the time of COVID, and we're going to do it not just tonight, not just tomorrow, but we're going to lean forward to work against injustice, bigotry, discrimination, and injustice everywhere we find it. Welcome back. We've really missed you, and I'm proud of all of you. Thank you. Amy comes.
Boy, that's hard to follow that because that's everything that we're all thinking about. Many of you know we say all the time, be leaders and champions, and I want to say today, I am so proud of all of you, particularly our women's basketball players, and also our student government president, London, for being a leader. But I'm more impressed that we are now going to be champions for Black Lives Matter every day, and we are going to be one team, one big Bulldog team that's really going to put our words into action. So let today be a way that we are united. And once again, I'm so proud to be a Bulldog today. Is like winning a national championship. So thank you for being here.
I'm going to sit, friends, if that's okay. Usually during these marches, I don't write my speeches. But this time I decided to because we've seen all summer how the crowds have been dwindling and the excitement, it dwindles. And every time Black people are speaking at a lot of these protests downtown, we're begging for you guys to keep up the energy, which we shouldn't have to do. And I thought, oh, my speech has to be really impactful. I have to make sure this is planned. Because if it doesn't get across and it doesn't scare the white people here the way it scares Black people, I don't know if they're going to show up. Because no one shows up for Black people and like Black women. So I'm going to read that off for you guys. I'm not going to be here trying to be overly positive or to pander to white feelings, because I think people get enough of that at UNCA. White liberalism is so dangerous. And I didn't become the president here to like shit on UNCA because I love this school. And I have a very deep emotional connection to this school and these mountains, and I'm so grateful to be here. But there's so much work that needs to be done. While you guys are here, I want you to be aware of the space you're taking up. Because this is a community effort, but this is also a place for Black people to mourn and be in community and try to heal to the trauma that is acted upon us every time we walk out of the door in America. And you need to make sure that the entire time you're here for Black people, and you're holding space for Black people, and you're supporting Black bodies and the Black Lives Matter movement. You're not here to take pictures or post it on Instagram or tell other people how good you are. We're here to fight. I think there's a lot of questions we need to be asking ourselves and a standard that we need to hold ourselves to. UNCA students are not mediocre. The school is not mediocre. And so I expect amazing, I expect great, I expect leaps and bounds, not small steps from this school or from anyone here. I want to make sure that everything we're doing here is revolutionary. I want it to be life-changing. I want it to be anti-racist, not just doing what you need to do to make the little steps. I don't want it to be just, oh, not bad. I want us to be doing amazing. So I have a list of questions I want us to be asking ourselves. Whose land are we on, and what had to happen for us to get here and for us to be here? Who has done the work before us? Who is Hoey? Who is Carmichael? And who are Vance? There's a poster around here of things I think y'all should be Googling and history you should be looking at. And I think it'd be awesome if you took a picture of that. They're holding it up right now. Are you guys showing up for Black Lives the way you'd show up for your own? And are you showing up for Black Lives the same way you were showing up when George Floyd first died? How does the history of segregation on this land affect the land and the systems of this university? What is unique about the role of white women in this movement? And it's something I talk about often because it's a very unique role and it's one of the most important roles in this movement. Why is police and prison abolition so hard to imagine for people? How is crime linked to poverty? Why do we want to reform systems and not change them? And then I have some quotes by Angela Davis. Prison relieves us of the responsibility of seriously engaging with the problems of our society, especially those produced by racism and increasing global capitalism. And the other quote is, you have to act as if it were possible to radically transform the world, and you have to do it all the time. So I'm excited to be here with you guys, and I love you, but I want us to be thinking about why we're here. This is not a photo shoot, and this is not you doing something good for the world, and then you're not going to say anything when someone says that black girl is angry or that black girl is loud. That doesn't mean when you're in class and the professor points out the black person specifically that you're silent. We need to be anti-racist all the time. And we need to be consistently anti-racist and consistently doing the work. And I know I'm repeating it, but it's because we have to, because this crowd is going to dwindle eventually. And I'm so grateful to be in y'all's presence, and I'm excited to march with you. And I would say sorry for being negative, but this is what it's like to be black. So.
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake. Again. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake. These three names are only few of the many who have been brutalized by the police, murdered by the police, and who have experienced racial injustice. So I am proud of you guys being out here today. And you're all black, handing out flyers, holding up posters. We look great. And I have never been more proud of UNC Asheville. I've never been more proud to be a Bulldog than today. But this isn't enough. All this momentum from March till now will mean nothing if we do not get up in November, the most important month of this year, and go vote. Most of us here are of age, 18 plus. Our voices matter. I will say it again. Our voices matter. They have mattered, and they will always matter. Some of us here are minorities, African Americans, Hispanics, Asians. We just got our rights to vote. Our ancestors lost their lives, were brutalized, were murdered, were beaten for these rights to vote. Use them. Honor them. Do not let George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake's name go in vain. Do not let our suffering be in vain. So what do? You register. You find the men's and women's basketball team and get the QR code and register. You go online and look up how to register to vote in North Carolina. That is your responsibility. That is your job as an American citizen, as a supporter of the BLM movement. And then what else do? You figure out who you want to vote for. The president, of course. That's not the only person who has power in this nation. In my opinion, the people who have more power than him are the House of Representatives, congressmen, senators, mayors, governors, district attorneys, sheriffs. Do you know these people? Do you know who have power over your lives in your state, in your county? Do you know those people? If you don't, that's fine. It's okay to not know, but it's not okay to not try to understand, to not try to educate yourself, to not try to educate your peers. That is not okay. So look it up. We have a vast amount of knowledge at our fingertips, in our phones, that we use each and every day to stalk our Twitter crushes or to look up TikTok dances. Do it for something that matters, voting. So don't go up there and just choose a partisan and play eeny, meeny, miny, moe in our ballots in November. That's dangerous, because you don't know who you're voting in. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, Martin Luther King, Sandra Bland, everyone who has had their time, their lives towards this movement. So please, ladies and gentlemen, continue this momentum from March now until November. That is when it really matters. This is the upcoming month, the most important month of the year. Do not let all of this go to waste. And I'm not saying that this isn't great. This is amazing. I have never been more proud. But please, show up when it really matters, which is in November. Thank you, guys. God bless.
Okay, first off, I would like to thank everyone for coming out, and a big thank you to my coaches, Janet Cohn, Chief Boyce, Chancellor Cable, Terry Bernie, my teammates, and everyone who made this rally possible this evening. As I was sitting and thinking about this last night, I was going to approach this speech from a standpoint of my own experience as a biracial individual. Then once I started thinking, I thought about how me standing up here telling you my own personal experience will not make me nor any of you feel any more sorry for myself, nor do I want any of you to feel sorry for myself. This is not a pity party. I want people to do better and be better for the Black community. Treat human beings as such. Have common decency of other people's basic human rights. I feel like this is a good time, as we all have already done, to call things out for what they really are. Because we live in a world where many of our leaders choose to ignore certain things, and I quote, sweep it under the rug. But that will not get us anywhere. How do we expect Black people to thrive in a world like our white counterparts when as soon as they are born into this world, they are at a disadvantage simply because of their skin color? Is having power that important? Are our white counterparts that scared that Black individuals could possibly succeed and thrive without their help? This is not a bash against anyone. I see everyone for who they are and just that. You do not have to agree with me, but you will hear me this evening. I intentionally want everyone to just think about some of the things I've already discussed and will continue to discuss. White privilege is real. I think most of us can agree with that. If you cannot, that's fine, but I highly recommend you dig deeper into what I mean by white privilege. Just merely being white, you do not have to worry about a lot of the things Black people have to worry about. No person should fear walking outside of their home every day, or fear of even laying in their own bed at home. No person should feel uncomfortable when they approach a large gathering of white individuals because they know they may be hated or seen as inferior. No person should have to worry about redlining to get a home. No person should be brutally beaten or murdered by the people who we are told are there to protect us. When it comes down to it, if you really think about it, without these underlying stereotypes or trying to justify whether one individual is right or wrong over another, whatever the situation may be, you cannot tell me, or should I say, you may not want to admit to me, that what is going on in our world and has been going on for hundreds of years towards Black people is okay. And I bet not even half of you or even a fourth of you can truly say you could live the day in the life of a Black individual. With all this to say, think about how you can be a better version of yourself. Think about how can I, as a white individual, use my privilege, or as a Black individual, use my own personal experience, frustration, anger, or outrage, to make a peaceful but powerful change. Also, to my Black brothers and sisters, I would encourage you to hear me on this last piece. Growing up, I've always been told you will not get far in life being comfortable or complacent. The moment you are uncomfortable, you know you're doing something right. Because we all know if we're just comfortable with how things are right now in our world, things will stay this way. But I believe we all want to change, and we must step out of our comfort zones to see that change. Therefore, do not be scared. Do not feel like there's a right or wrong approach about this. I know that I don't know everything, but I do know what's going on is not right or okay, and I am here with you. I see you, I love you, and I am a part of you. Enough is enough.
Hi everyone, my name is Bryson Lee, and I'm a senior on the women's soccer team here at UNC Asheville. I'm also the SAC president, which means I get to represent all of the student athletes on campus at the conference level as well as the national level. I wanted to use this platform today to talk to my white peers. We as white people hold a large amount of privilege, and with that, a responsibility to be allies to the black community. Our black brothers and sisters are suffering in a very serious way. Names like Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Jacob Blake are just a few of the very public murders or attempted murders that have happened and resulted from the systematic issue of police brutality in our country. A quote that has resonated with me the past few weeks is from the book, So You Want to Talk About Race. It stated, "Our police force was not created to serve black Americans. It was created to police black Americans and serve white Americans." Here on campus, it is very easy for white students and faculty to look around and see someone that looks just like them. Yet it is much more difficult for our black faculty and students to do the same. A daunting 84.8% of our faculty is white, and only 6.5% of it is black. Along with this, 78.4% of the student body is white, but only 6.2% of the student body is black. For my white peers, due to this huge imbalance, it makes it easy for white students and faculty to turn a blind eye to what is happening here and around the country. If you remember nothing else from this speech, please remember that this issue will not change for the black community without the white community. We have to be allies. This means to inform yourself, research, read, and have meaningful conversations. It is not the black community's job to inform us. It is our own personal responsibility. This also means changing your language, calling out your friends for saying the N-word, or even singing it, and any other derogatory slurs that negatively impact the black community. Every black person here and around the country has countless stories of how white people have been explicitly racist to them, and even how their white friends have used racial slurs that they often have to just brush off. I call all of my white peers to be anti-racist and be speaking up for our black brothers and sisters, even when it's people you care about, like your close family or friends. To my black peers, please know I am sympathizing and feeling all of the emotions of everything going on in our country right now. I understand that if it's weighing on me, then I know it's weighing on you 10 times more. Please know I am praying and researching and trying my best to do my part. I stand with you and I support you, and I'm here to be your ally. Not only do I believe Black Lives Matter, I believe Black lives are needed, Black lives are worthy, and Black lives are important. Thank you.
In order to create a change, the Black Lives Matter movement needs to be supported by everyone. Black.
You have to hold it closer, sorry.
Oh, shit. Again, in order to create a change, the Black Lives Matter movement needs to be supported by everyone. Black people aren't asking for special treatment. We're not asking to be put above anyone else. We're just asking to be comfortable in our own skin, for the perception of us to be accurate. From the day we're born to the day we die, we're told that our hair is too nappy, that it's not a good enough grade. From the time that we're 9 or 10, we're followed around stores. Imagine walking down the street and somebody crosses because they think you're dangerous. Or walking past a white woman and she holds her purse tighter, as if you had a thought of stealing. Imagine walking with your friends and people lock their car doors. I was almost an example. I was pulled over, hands up the whole time. I couldn't find my license. And I reached down and something told me to look up, and the police officer had his gun drawn, ready to shoot. And all I could do was look at him and ask, "Are you okay?" And he said, yeah, just go ahead, find your license. Put his gun away like everything was all right. But something as simple as that, getting pulled over, not knowing if you're gonna be able to go home and see your mom, your siblings, it's unfathomable. It's something that we need to change. Seeing black people die on social media every week should not be normal. But again, history tends to repeat itself. For a few decades ago, or up until a few decades ago, hundreds of white people used to gather just like this to see 2 or 3 black people lynched. They took pictures, proud, because it was a social event. And again, I'm not saying all police are bad. They're not all prejudiced. They're not all racist. They're not all quick-tempered. But like you like to say to us, you fit the description. All lives do matter, but all lives can't matter until you believe that black lives matter.
This is a full circle moment for me. 4 years ago, I came on this campus and Dee and Amir Corporative, oh shoot, hold on, my bad. Okay, so Dee and Amir Corporative came to me and we became best friends. And now I'm sitting up here in one of the biggest movements in history. We are gonna be part of a history book. This is amazing. This is during COVID. Just think if everybody was here. This is crazy to me. 4 years ago, I went to my athletic director. I told her some of the experiences I was feeling. It took her 0.5 seconds to make a change. That is real. I believe in positive energy. I think everything happens for a reason. Like she said, today is the anniversary of the March on Washington. Today is also the anniversary of the killing of Emmett Till. So I don't think that today was chosen for no reason. I think that we chose this day very, very purposefully. I'm about to share a piece because I speak my truth through making music. So once a little girl with brown skin and curls looked in the mirror and said she wanted to change the world. Her mama took her hand and she told about the man that put them all in slavery and stripped them of their land. See, my grandpa had to fight for these very given rights. He told me through the darkness that there will always light. So dream, black girl, dream, black girl, dream. Dream, black girl, dream, black girl, dream. Dream, black girl, you gotta change the world. It don't matter about your skin, cause we all trying to win. So yeah, I'ma stand up, I'ma keep my hands up. When they shoot a brother down, I'ma pick my mans up. Y'all, this is real, we are really here. And I'm really over here getting emotional because we are really here. I go in the classroom, and I'm the only black person. I step on the pool deck, and I'm the only black person. In the last 2 weeks since I've been at school, I have missed 3 funerals of my friends. So when you see me with my head down, I'm not worried about what's going on. I'm worried about back home, I'm losing my brothers and sisters left and right. When I was at home, my brother busted through the door because he got rubber bullets in his side at a protest. I wake up to the news, my friends getting tased and dragged out of the car at a protest, just trying to make it home. That's what we're worried about. And I believe in positive energy. I believe that everything and everybody here is gonna create positive energy. In our athletic department, in our academic department, we're all gonna come out of this stronger. We are together. We have to stick together. That's all I gotta say. Black Lives Matter.
Good evening, everybody. If you may not know me, my name is Kamal Sharp. I am a senior here. And first and foremost, I am pissed. I'm pissed that every week I see another black person getting killed on social media. But I'm not sad. I'm not mad about it. I'm just flat out pissed. I'm tired of seeing black people dehumanized, saying, oh, he may have a gun, he may have a knife, while a 17-year-old went to a protest, shot 2 people, and he was humanized as a human, a person. That's what black people want to be treated like, people. Black lives don't matter more than other people, we just want to matter. I remember when I was a young kid, I asked my mom for a toy gun. All my white friends had toy guns. She said no. It took me until I was 15 when Samir Rice, who was 12 years old, was shot for having a toy gun. But a 17-year-old can walk around at a protest, kill people. People can get killed in schools. School shootings happen all the time. And what do we get? Thoughts and prayers. I'm sick of thoughts and prayers. I want more. I want change. Hell, I run track. What if I am the next person getting shot for just running in the neighborhood? What if I'm the next person getting drugged out of a car for just being suspicious? What if I'm sleeping in my own damn house and get killed? For what? Nothing. I'm tired of this shit. I want more. We demand more. We are people. Black lives matter. Black women matter. Black men matter. Black children matter. And lastly, black trans people matter. That's all I have to say. Thank you.